All right, it is time for another market update. Last week when I did my stock market update video, I told you this was the most important chart in the entire stock market, and that is none other than the Semiconductors ETF here, SOXX. And I made a very specific warning about getting bearish because the SOXX ETF did make a brand new all-time high, which is not something you are going to see in a bear market. And I made that very clear that SPY and the triple Qs were not going to be bearish as long as this was the case. So hopefully that helped a lot of you, because ever since then, the market has been going up in a straight line with next to zero pullbacks. And that is exactly what we saw in SOXX, with that gap up and then a clear break to a brand new all-time high. If you just look at that, that is a perfect V to a brand new all-time high after the collapse of when everybody was getting bearish, saying we're going into a bear market and the war was extremely bearish. That was the exact moment that everybody should have been buying, and then boom, one swift motion to a brand new all-time high. So that is just another reminder that you really have to block out noise as a trader. You cannot just assume that the majority of people are going to be right, because when they all start panicking and they all start getting fearful, usually that is the exact moment you want to be buying. So you cannot follow the crowd if you want to be a profitable trader. Now, a lot of people are still calling for crashes. We'll see if this changes their mind, but I actually want to make a video tonight getting a lot more bearish and a lot more cautious. And instead of just simply getting bearish for the heck of it, I'm going to explain why I'm getting more bearish, and I'm going to use the same chart that I used on why I got bullish. So this will be an interesting turn of events. And just about a week later, I used this chart to tell you why I was getting bullish. And now I'm going to use this same exact chart to tell you why you should be a lot more cautious here. Now, before you take my opinion and run with it, remember that we all have no idea what is going on in the stock market. All we can do as traders is put ourselves in the best risk reward setups. And that's why I used this chart breaking out to a brand new all-time high to explain why you could be bullish across the entire stock market, because there was no reason this chart breaking out to a new all-time high was going to lead to bearish outcomes, which increases our probability to make money on bullish trades when we identify something that's objective and something that can be undeniably observed through price on the chart. Now, I don't want you to sit here and think that I'm a fortune teller and that I can predict the future, even though that's what I'm going to try to attempt to show you on why you should be getting more cautious here. Obviously, I could be dead wrong, and I'm just a guy on the internet whose opinion means absolutely nothing. So let's ground ourselves with some humility and look at scripture here with 1 Corinthians chapter 3, starting with verse 18. Do not deceive yourselves. If any of you think you are wise by the standards of this age, you should become fools so that you may become wise. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness in God's sight. As it is written, he catches the wise in their craftiness, and again the Lord knows that the thoughts of the wise are futile. So then no more boasting about human leaders, all things are yours. This is a perfect reminder that all of our wisdom comes from God, and we should be grounding ourselves in that truth. And even when we talk about morals and values, all of that is taught to us by God. There is no such thing as a person that is moral or a person that is wise enough to teach the things that Jesus taught us. There is no doubt Jesus is the only example of how you should go live your life. And that means we have to give all of the glory to God for anything we consider wisdom, because it is not the wisdom of our own thinking. So when we're looking at the stock market, let's view it as objective evidence on what we can witness as truth, and not try to beat our chest pretending we can predict the future. So with that being said, I am now going to try to predict the future, but I'm going to use very objective evidence from this chart, the same way we used it as an objective reasoning on why the stock market was not going to crash, even though everybody was telling you it was. Okay, the first thing we need to look at is ever since we broke out to a new all-time high, we have gone up in a straight line, and we left behind an unfilled gap, which is right here, right around 379. And this gap is at a brand new all-time high, which means this ETF, which is representing the semiconductors as a whole in a weighted way as an index, has never seen price action between 379 and the low here, which is just above 382.60. Now, this is an inefficiency in an ETF that has high liquidity, and if it's gapping up to a new all-time high, there is a very good chance at some point we are going to see a pullback to fill that gap, even if it does not happen immediately. So that means, yes, we could just continue to go higher and hit even higher price targets, but at some point, the market is going to want to come back and test that gap. And it is a very good chance the market will want to do that. So keep that in mind, because from today's close, that gap is over 5.5% lower. And that gap is unlike the gap that we have down here at 347, which could be a breakaway gap, which is actually a bullish thing when the market does that. This gap is more in line with an exhaustion gap, which more fits the bill of a blow off top that is about to go through a monster correction, which could mean that this momentum from this pullback to fill the gap could give you even more momentum to go fill the gap down there at 347. Now, this is really a big deal from today's close. That gap fill is over 13% lower. So what we are effectively seeing is now that the semiconductors are blowing off the top and looking like they're leaving what's called an exhaustion gap after a breakaway gap, this whole entire event is starting to look like a form of a blow off top exhaustion move, which has in previous markets put in the actual top before a bear market. Now, if you think back to early 2026, I said that this was already an increased risk of a bear market year. And then if you go back to March and April and you watch my videos, I said I do think we could make one more all-time high. And a lot of you laughed at me for that because you thought I was off my medicine and I was being way too bullish, but yet here we are with a lot of stocks still making brand new all-time highs. So I can say one thing without invalidating the others because we still have plenty of time this year for a bear market. So that is what I think is happening here. I think we are blowing off the top. I think we are exhausting the buyers. And I think, quite frankly, to put it bluntly, I think we're killing off all of the bears. At this point, if you were bearish and you were trying to short a lot of things, especially semiconductors, calling it an AI bubble, there's no other way to put it, but the bears are dead and gone at this point. That is exactly when a bear market starts, when everybody is getting extremely bullish and the bears were way too early, have now been defeated, and then they're licking their wounds and walking away is going to be the exact time this market puts in a top. So I'm not necessarily saying I know for sure this is a top, but I am telling you all of the signs of a top are there. And for me, that is a very good reason to take it seriously and start getting risk off and looking for signs of weakness in price. So the easiest way to put this is you can stay bullish. There's nothing wrong with that. But the moment SOXX comes back down and breaks down below 395, I am already going to be completely risk off and looking for these bearish outcomes that I just drew on your screen. If you wait until we break down below 395, you will have a little higher probability to fill the gap at that point because price will be showing confirmation it's moving in the correct direction. But of course, you will be shorting at a riskier position because it's possible we turn around and make a new all-time high and extend the time it takes to fill that gap. So I'm not necessarily teaching you how to trade this. I'm telling you more in line that this is a risk you should be preparing for. You need to go make your trade plan on what you want to do with this information if you're going to use it at all. But this is what I am seeing, and this is more than likely what is going to be the biggest risk for the bulls at this point, is that the SOXX ETF that called the bull trend that we have currently is also now trying to call a top and could be warning of a very serious bear market move coming, because from this high to fill all of these gaps is over a 13% correction again. But more than likely, that's going to lead into a bear market that comes all the way down to fill all of the gaps that we were leaving last year. And you can go back and we'll do that tonight very quickly. There are a ton of gaps to the downside that never got filled. And that doesn't mean they have to get filled, but typically the majority of them do. I think the exact percentage is over 80% of them. So this is the warning sign. This is the same chart we use to know to stay bullish. And now this is going to be the same chart warning us to get more cautious and bearish when SOXX breaks down below 395. Now, one other bonus chart I want to talk about is going back to the dot-com bubble of 2000. We did have a similar spike in memory prices. This is the Micron chart, ticker MU. And you can see back here in 2000, we did get a very parabolic move on the monthly chart. Keep in mind, every candle here is one entire month. And this is back during the dot-com bubble when a lot of tech stocks were taking off and computers were starting to become a bigger and bigger deal. Well, we now have the same exact thing repeating from the all-time high breakout from 2025 starting back in September, with an absolute parabolic move in memory prices. And once again, Micron is repeating history that we saw from the dot-com bubble. This is not a coincidence that the same time this is happening, we are seeing the same exact price action I just described in the Semiconductors ETF. And that blow off top move is not a form of bullishness on a technical standpoint. It is a form of buyer exhaustion, which puts in a top. And for whatever reason, because we can't predict the future, something could cause the market to panic and it could lead into a bear market. So do not forget the same exact chart on Micron, which is repeating the last time we saw the tech stocks topping out in the dot-com bubble, which was back in late 1999 and early 2000. All right, so now we need to pull this all together and we need to look at SPY, because here is all of the gaps I've been telling you about that are likely going to get filled during the bear market. And we left two more open gaps with that move that I showed you in the semiconductors. That was back here when we first gapped above the 200 daily moving average. And I warned you not to get bearish, even though people were going to tell you to get bearish, because the Semiconductors ETF was warning us there was a good chance we just went straight higher in that V-shaped recovery back to the previous range highs of the all-time highs, which were up there around 695. Now, there was another scenario where we got a pullback first, but as we saw in the semiconductors, there was no pullback and it just V-shaped up to the new all-time high, which did mean there was an increased chance. That's exactly what we saw in SPY and the triple Qs. So now we've had the V-shaped recovery, and you can see it was a perfect V from the panic lows, and that is typically what happens when everybody starts agreeing that they should be getting bearish. Usually the market is going to rip their face off in the opposite direction, and that face ripping move is now complete. And now that it's complete, we really have to start worrying about the possibility of a quick breakout to a new all-time high, and then start with this sort of bearish pattern that could bring prices a lot lower and actually start the bear market of 2026. So in this event, even if SPY starts making a brand new all-time high and gets out there towards the price targets in the 700s, that could still be extremely bearish if we see the breakdown in the semiconductors, which will be the break below 395 on the SOX ETF. So you have to tie this all together to get the full story. And if you look at today's close to go fill even the gap right there at 599, that's a 13% pullback, which is another correction after we just had a decent correction. And then to go fill more gaps down at 556 and 529, that's when you're going to get your full bear market move of an over 20% decline from the previous all-time high. So yes, a bear market is a possibility. Even if SPY doesn't make a brand new all-time high, we could get a double top from the previous all-time high, and that would still hold this true that a bear market could be coming this summer or later in this year. So don't get overly complacent here. There are a ton of gaps to the downside that could fill. Again, not all of these gaps have to fill, but even a move all the way down to 600 gap is still over a 13% decline from today's close. So keep this in mind. This is definitely something I would be paying attention to. And if we zoom in, we also have another gap to fill right here, right around 686. So plenty of possibilities for downside moves, even if they're pullbacks within a bull trend. But the key indicator is still going to remain SOX if you are following my analysis on how I'm drawing these conclusions. All right, and then it wouldn't be a stocks channel video if we didn't go over the NASDAQ 100 triple Qs. And again, it's going to be very similar to SPY. We can either double top from the previous all-time high and then start into that bear market look, or we could break out to a new all-time high, squeeze out all of the bears and get into the 640s or 650s, and then still start a bear market that comes all the way down to those lower gaps, which could bring the triple Qs all the way down into the 530s. And if I zoom out, we even have gaps down here at 511 in the 490s and even 470s. So plenty of gaps to the downside. I don't think you can go look at many markets in the past that have had this many unfilled gaps, which is definitely something to pay attention to. Because remember, if those gaps fill, even from today's close, that is full bear market territory of over 20% to fill those gaps. And you can clearly see that is a bear market that could be coming this year, and it could be coming very soon. So this video was not intended to scare you. That is the last thing I would ever want to do. This is simply just objective evidence. Remember, we're using SOXX to draw these conclusions the same way we did in the bullish scenario. We are now looking like we're getting exhaustion from the buyers with a blow off top, which more than likely could lead to a bear market, which means you should be planning for it now. That way, when it starts to occur and you witness it through price, you're already prepared and you don't have to get emotional, because you're never going to make great decisions as a trader when you get emotional. So I hope this video helped all of you. Remember, don't get bearish for no reason. Wait for the confirmation from price, but do keep in mind everything talked about in this video. This may be worth a second watch if you just want to tie it all together, but I do want to make it very clear that all of this comes from one chart, and it's the same chart we used last time, which is this chart, SOXX. And I do believe this ETF will drive the entire stock market. So thank you for watching, everybody. I wish you nothing but the best. God bless all of you. Remember Jesus' commandment to love God and love each other. And let's all do our part to make this world a better place.